Welcome dear learners. I am Assistant Professor Kailesh Muralidhar Jaitwar. Welcomes you all on behalf of GS College of Commerce, Wardha. This lecture is for BCCA Sem 1. In yesterday's lecture, we have seen that what is accounting, what is the base of accounting, what is the syllabus and what is the examination scheme for that. Today we are starting our course with Unit 1, and in Unit 1 we will go through with first introduction and its brief history, and we'll move on to the other concepts as well. Hey, but it is a formal instruction for all of you that you should watch full video, because this lecture contains too much of knowledge. Obviously, this is a important topic and you should not skip this video. You have to watch full video, okay? Don't miss any concept from any video, okay? Thank you. So what is accounting? Let's start with some introductory part. Accounting, as we have seen yesterday, what is accounting? Accounting is generally the summarizing, analyzing and recording, journalizing, all these things. But before going to the concept, I want to introduce history in front of you. Let's see what is accounting. But see, accounting is not just newborn concept. It is too much ancient and it has its own historical value. Let's see what is accounting in the previous era. What is accounting in history and how it is started, and we will complete a journey from ancient Egyptian accounting system till today's computerizing accounting system, okay? So please concentrate. First, introduction. In introduction, we are starting from the Egyptian ancient time. This accounting is existing from ancient time. Ancient time means this has been used by Egyptian, Greek and Roman Empire as well. After them, in India, the name Chanakya published a book named Arthashastra in his manuscript, okay, in Chandragupta Maurya Samrajya in 300 BC, where he has mentioned what is accounting and how it is differently recorded in various states, and how in kingdom accounting is helping them to get all the cost and expenses of the states, okay? Coming to the somewhat modernized era, but not modernized, but in 1494, there is one monk, Franciscan monk named Luca Pacioli, which is known as father of accounting. What I said, that person, that monk is known as father of accounting, right? Named Luca Pacioli in 1944. He published first book of mathematics, where in a part he explained, in a section he explained what was the double entry system, what was the bookkeeping in that time, and of course in this time as well. In modern accounting era, let's say in 15th to 16th century, this concept has been modernized and evaluated year to year, and Italian cities initiated to give some modern concept to accounting. These accounting cities were Venice and Geneva in 15th century, okay? Let's come to the 17th century, and before that, that 16th century, okay? Luca Pacioli had given so many of concept, and some people try to evolve that concepts and increased work and interest on accounting, on work of Luca Pacioli, okay? in 16th century. Coming to the 17th century, England and Holland explained and attempted to design some rules and regulations in accounting concepts. And when we will see the 18th and 19th century, there was robust industrial revolution. This emphasis on efficient management control to boost the need of accounting and its profession. That means industrial revolution boosted the need of accounting and accounting profession. Okay. In 20th and 21st century, we are looking at tremendous variations in various rules and regulations to master the various economic problem. According to various economic problem, we are initiating more and more rules, regulations, and want to give standards to give a very good flow to accounting system. This is all about the history of accounting. We have started journey from ancient Egyptian time, that means slates of rocks, slates of iron. They were writing accounting principle on iron slates or on the stone slates. And see now what we are now. We are in computerized era, and that is how we started journey from iron slates, and now we are on computerized accounting. And in this modern era, we have to be very active to get accounting system, to understand accounting system, what it is, how it is work, and how it is beneficial for various organizations. Obviously this is important. That's only hence only we are discussing this now. This is hence this concept is in your syllabus only, right? So please take seriously and put focus on accounting concepts. Let's see what is accounting definition. Yesterday we understood the meaning of accounting. Now we are taking the definition of accounting. Okay, let's see what is accounting definition. Accounting's definition. Okay, accounting is a process. Okay, it is not a single act. It is a process which is systematically, not in haphazard way, but in a proper manner, in a systematically manner, recording, measuring, summarizing info, that means information about financial transaction. We don't consider here non-monetized item, non-monetized expense or any income. Okay, we have to be very much precise towards monetary or financial transaction. Okay, hence this concept totally becomes the quantitative data, which is actually provide us to make decision on qualitative basis, but this one is completely quantitative data. Okay, let's move why we use accounting. Okay, why we use accounting? To communicate managers, paying taxes. If you will not account your expenses, you will not record your expenses and losses, you will not able to get the proper amount of profit. And if you are not getting proper amount of profit, how can you estimate, how can you calculate your taxes? And if you will not be paying taxes, the regulatory body can catch you. And because of this reason, we have to make accounts irrespective of any business size. Okay, then to apply loan, we have to show our business reputation. Financial statement show our business reputation. To apply loan, we have to show our business reputation to get satisfactory amount of loan. Hence we have to record expenses to apply for loan, to satisfy regulatory bodies, or updating shareholders, to manage capital market, or or to inform capital market. Okay, this is why, these are the reasons why we are recording, summarizing, analyzing the expenses and losses, income and gains. Okay, let's discuss what the accounting concepts are. We have done with introduction and historical part of accounting. We have completed definition and why it is in use. Now we are going on the topic accounting concept. This is not a single topic. This is a cluster of topic. It consists of various topics which you can see on screen. Let's start with the accounting concepts. Accounting is basically works on assumptions. You have to be very precise when you are working. You are trying to solve any account. You are trying to record or summarize any expenses or losses. Let's see what it contains. Okay, first, entity concept. Entity concept says that business is separate from business owner. Okay, business is the other part and the business owner is the other part. We cannot mix these two in one pack. Okay, second concept, dual aspect concept. This concept says that every transaction has its two different types of effects. One will be debited and the another will be credited. Let's see how that can have the double accounting effect. Let's say example of purchase of goods. If I am the owner and accounting for my business, I have purchased goods in cash. That means I am getting goods and paying money. That means one aspect is that I am getting goods. Okay, see, I am getting goods and what I am giving? The money. That means one is getting goods and the another part of that is paying money. Each and every transaction has its dual effect. Okay, moving to the third concept, going concern concept. That means business, this is a simple assumption that business should be run for long and fair time. Business will not be formed with particular period. This is assumed that business continued for fair long time. Okay, the fourth concept is money measurement concept. Money measurement concept shows that account can be made only of those who has monetary value, who has money value. Non-monetary transaction cannot be recorded as per this concept. Okay, fifth concept is cost concept. What cost concept appeals? Cost concept says record at price paid to acquire. That means if you are purchasing a vehicle, cost of rupees 1 lakh, that means you have to record that vehicle at rupees 1 lakh. Okay, it does not mean that you will not able to provide any provision on that. You can provide depreciation on that vehicle, but at the time of recording you have to record at its voucher value. Okay, coming to sixth concept, cost attached concept. This concept says overhead and expenses should be attached to final product. All expenses and losses which is contributed for to produce something, that cost and overhead and expenses should be attached to final product. Okay. Seventh topic, accounting period concept. Just we have seen that business is going concern, but that not means we cannot classify their statements in for particular period. This concept says we can divide our business life in yearly chapters. Yearly chapters means, you know that what is the financial year, 1st April to 31st March. That one is yearly chapter. We know that business will be going going entity, and it has the unlimited life, but we can divide that for accounting purpose at yearly chapters. 8. Accrual concept. What accrual concept appeals that record expenses and losses or income and gains, whether they paid or received or not. That means, example, let's take an example. If I am a salaried person and I will be getting my salary on this 20th of November, you know that I will be getting salary on 20th of November. At that day, if I will not get salary, then also I will record that this salary is due. I haven't received any money, but the salary is due, hence I will pass entry to rise the entry for salary. Okay. 9th concept, matching concept. Matching concept says this year's profit should be matched with this year's income. That means if you are paying some money, paying some expenses for particular thing for this year, that means that money should be paid for this year, and if it is paid for the other year, next year or to next year also, then we have to remove the next year's expense. We have to record the expenses for particular period of a year and not for more than that. If we are recording that, then the extra amount will be passed on to the balance sheet, and only 1 year expenses will be recorded in trading and profit and loss account. This is all about accounting concepts.